Evening everybody, welcome back to the TheStoneRanger. A little bit late, technical issues. So instead of doing a little chat in front of the camera to say evening, I'm going to get straight into doing a bit of carving. Still got a few technical issues here. I'm just sorting it out on my other phone, but I'm getting there. Bear with me. But hopefully we should be good now. Hopefully we should be good. So let's change that. We've had flat batteries and all sorts. Preparing. Hopefully that's better. So we're carving the Everton crest, if you couldn't guess, as it's straight in front of you. Quite looking forward to this one. It's well, I look forward to them all, but I like this football crest. Is different shape. It seems to be a lot of the football crests I carve are circular. The Chesterfield one wasn't, it was a shield shape, but this one's got a nice feel about it. And there's enough detail in this carving that it intrigues me and wants me to carve, but also there's not too much detail that it's going to be hanging around on the workbench / easel for ages. I must say, before I go any further, welcome to the new subscribers. We are flying towards that total of 5,000. We are at, well, I think we're about 75 short, if not less, maybe 80, 81 I think actually, which is incredible. Exciting times when that happens. We've got a couple of new sub members to the channel, the TheStoneRanger Guild. I'm going to put a thanks out later on them. We've got a couple of photos that have been sent in of people's work. I'm going to put them on later. I've been holding them back for after we finish tonight, so people can see them. Some nice stuff. If any of you've got anything you want to send in, you can always send it to the TheStoneRanger email address, and then I'll put it on the community tab later. Let everyone have a look. Anything you've been working on. So I've been prepping stone. I've made a few templates up. I made got some blanks cut ready, which is nice. With a little break in the weather, it's done nothing but rain. I'll use my opportunity. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to say hello. It's always nice to welcome new people. So I wasn't on last week because something was dropped on me last minute where I couldn't make it, but then also I've done lots of lives recently on a Wednesday night and had bits going on that I might try the idea of doing one every other week, just because I've got lots going on with work and lots going on at home, and it's just just need to get a few other bits done. So for a little bit of time, I might just be doing it every other week on a Wednesday. But then as I've got days off here and now, I'll probably sneak on a few extras in the daytime. Like I'm off this Friday. And I've got a different football crest to be carving, so I might put that flat on my workbench, carve that Friday live if anyone's around. Brown Dave's on. Evening Dave. How are things with Brown Dave? Don't forget, I know I say it every week when we're chatting about it, but don't forget, hit that thumbs up. Well, a few people messaged me asking if this crest's up for sale, and it is actually. It's one of the ones I just thought, oh, I fancy giving that a go. Maybe I felt sorry for him because of the deduction in the points. So no, this one is going up for sale. So if you know any Everton fans and they want a record-breaking year of most points deducted, this is the this is from the record-breaking year. Can't help but feel a bit bad for him. I don't know why if I've got a soft spot for Everton, because their manager's Sean Dyche, no nonsense manager, but he also used to play for Chesterfield, which you all know is my team. So I think I've got a little soft spot for him. Evening Ryan. Ryan is one of the newest members of the channel, the TheStoneRanger Guild. So yeah, it's nice to have you in the chat, Ryan. I hope everything's going well. Did you ever get hold of them router bits? Dave's still got a bad back. Dave's back's not in a good way, actually. Hopefully it'll get better soon. Fingers crossed. Wonder if we'll have any more people on from the guild. Graham sent me a message. He approves of this week's carving. Well, a couple of weeks carving. You know, last time I was carving down here, I said to myself, when I go up, I'll order myself a new sharpening block. Forgot all about it. Just come down. I remembered when I was sharpening the chisels just before I went live. Diamond Hol Saw, yeah, diamond Hol Saws are really handy things. If if I was to give you a tip with a diamond hole saw, plenty of water as you're doing it. It gets stuck in the stone, otherwise you want plenty of water. It kind of makes a paste and it gets stuck in there. And I've drilled a ridiculous amounts of holes with a diamond hole saw, and that's really the only thing what will help it. But they do a great job, really smooth, really nice job. They do one which is the perfect size for tea lights, so when it comes around to Christmas, if you fancy making a few presents for the family with some stone, tea lights are with the hole saws in some stone with the tea lights, if you get some nice pattern, they do one what's perfect size. Forget what size it is, it's like 34mm. Evening Brian, another member. Dave's actually a member Dave's actually a member of the channel as well, but he actually registered to be a member after his daughter had logged into his YouTube account on his phone and he didn't realise. So he doesn't come up as a member in green for Dave. His daughter's actually a member. So she's the youngest member of the TheStoneRanger Guild. How are we getting on with them thumbs up too? Let's hope we can improve on that as the evening goes on. Now Brian's on, he'll be able to tell me if the audio is okay. And can we see the carving okay? Do we need to move it a little bit? It looks a little bit blurry on the screen from what I can see. I need to come a bit closer, I think. Let's have a look. So you can actually see what I'm carving. There we go. I had it a bit of distance because I had it on charge. That's a bit better, isn't it? I don't know about everybody else today in the UK, but I'm so fed up of it raining. When the sun does come out, it feels like I've not seen it, and I just get so excited. It's like I just want to run outside in it. It's April, second week of April, and it feels like it's been the wettest winter I can remember in a long time. When you look back at that COVID year and we were in lockdown, April and March and April, it was so warm. Can you imagine what COVID would have been like? Locked in the houses with all this wet weather. I mean, it was hard enough anyway. Harder for some people than others, and it's I can't imagine what it would have been like not being able to just go in the garden. I made a ping pong table, so I got an old picnic table, so a standard picnic table, and we've got a big sheet of plywood. We cut it to the right size, we painted it same colour, so it was blue, and then we put stripes down it, and we'd ordered off well, I'd actually had it a few months ago for my birthday, but I think originally it came from Amazon, like retractable net, and we set that up, and that was great. Hours of fun in the garden with that. while we're talking about tea lights with Ryan and COVID. So when COVID first came about, I'd just done a big batch of tea light holders through the business, and we had a couple hundred. And because everyone was feeling a little bit down, and there was some really worried people out there with some serious underlying conditions with the COVID around and how scary it was from, so we did something called a random act of kindness. So you could nominate a friend, family friend, somebody who needed just a little pick-me-up, and we hand-delivered them in a little brown bag. Obviously social distancing, kept our, well, we'll drop a lot of them on the doorstep. And you wouldn't know it was from. It was just a random act of kindness. And we give away, we nearly gave all of them away. Maybe like 115 total we drove around with. And they were all tea lights. They were just 75mm stone cut into perfect cubes with a little chamfer on them, polished up, then with the top out hollowed really neatly with a tea light holder. And we sold lots and also gave lots away, which was nice. It cost me a fortune in diesel driving around. We ended up toasting a few. I'm sure I'm right, and one went to Greece. Was it Greece? Someone nominated somebody from Australia. I'm sure we ended up sending one to Greece, and they sent me the postage cost. I'm sure it was Greece. So much has happened since then. Three thumbs up, we'll take it. So has anybody been working on any projects this week? Can't get my words out again. I've been lots of dry stone wall again and a dew pond. Teaching dry stone walling, so some of the students I work with have got their level 1 exam coming up in a few weeks. So we've been doing some basic stuff with them, and an additional needs school group has been in today on the mini dry stone wall setup, because they come the second Wednesday of the month, and it's been wet. It's been miserable for them a couple of times. It always seems to be raining for them. So they were going to cancel because we've had the back end of Storm Kathleen coming through, and we said don't bother cancelling, just come anyway, and we'll do some walling in the barn. And it turned out it went really well. They really enjoyed it. So they built a couple of walls, really got used to the technique. They're going to go away and do a little bit of research, and then when they come back we're going to build some more. So they really taken to that, and actually not just the students, the teachers. One of the students, Ryan, he was a real help with the stone, moving the stone around with me. So Ryan in the chat has started his second house sign. 2 letters. 2 letters in. Oh no, it's not his second house sign. He started a house sign, but it's 2 letters in. wonder if we've got any Everton fans who subscribe to the channel. Maybe we could drop a bit of blue in the comments. So we have a TikTok account. Daughter told me it was a good idea to get people to come and view the YouTube channel. So I put this on, I put a shape of this, me carving it out. I did it as a YouTube short as well. You might have seen it saying, can anyone guess what the club's going to be when I finished? Before, obviously, I'd written Everton all over it. It was just me shaping out a stone. And a lot of people put Liverpool. It was like hundreds and something comments, and quite a lot of them were people mentioning the word Liverpool. And West Ham, it must be very similar to West Ham, the shape of it. I'm sure we can get it up over 3 thumbs up on there. What's the house sign going to say, Ryan? I apologise if you've told me already, but there's a lot of information going on in my brain with YouTube and work. Oh yeah. I don't know if you did tell me that actually. And are you happy with the first 2 letters? Okay, we'll ask no questions. I'll ask you about your carving. Are you happy with how it's going? Feel like you've got the right tools and everything for the job? And what stone are we carving on? Hi Simon, why don't I use pneumatic tools? I don't quite like doing it like this way. I've used pneumatic tools. I've got a Kachori hammer. I've never used it for lettering. I did once experiment with it, and I just like hammer and chisel. I used to holler a few bird baths out with pneumatic tools. So when I started, I couldn't afford pneumatic tools, so I just started out carving. And the way I started the bottom of the shed, I just used what I could afford or I had at the time, and slowly upgraded. And I just really like hammer and chisel. When I was doing it as the full time as a business, I still just liked using hammer and chisel. I never really went down the pneumatic tool route. There's something quite therapeutic about it. But then I also look at other guys using pneumatic tools and appreciate the skill and the crafting in doing that in that way. It's just completely different, and this is, I'm self-taught, and I just enjoy it. Hopefully that answers that. Thanks for watching. It says in there you watched a few of the videos, so thanks for watching. It's always nice to get other masons watching. can also be quite nerve-wracking. Like I said, I'm self-taught. So I've been working with stone now for 15 years, coming up to 16 years. And when you're self-taught, obviously you don't know all the lingo, and you possibly don't do everything the right way. You just do it your way because that's what you know and you've figured out over the years. So some other masons can be quite critical at times, but it's also nice to have other masons on the channel, so thanks for that. I'd love to see some of the work you do with your pneumatic tools. I'm presuming you do from when you asked the question. I'd love to see some pictures. I love seeing other people's work. I love appreciating people's first attempts at carving, 10th, 20th, 100th, 1,000. I just love seeing other people's work. It's nice. Just fast. It's always a lot faster. And if you're getting paid and it's for the customer, it saves money for the customer. I can understand it. I can fully understand using the pneumatic tools. Things move on. I suppose it's a bit like me moving materials with a grinder, say. If I'm moving material with a grinder or a wheel with a bird bath, or shaping this out, I'm not shaping this blank out with a hammer and chisel, I'm using a grinder, so there's a place for it all. I've seen some of the work some of the guys do with their pneumatic tools, and if none of you have seen it or fancy having another look at it, if you have seen it, there's some videos out there of some guys holding them pneumatic tools up and jumping around, and the skill and the lettering they do with them is incredible. Really is incredible. I always use them as moving material. Great for that, really are great for that. How is life treating you in Germany? Is the masonry trade good in Germany at the minute? Are you working on any nice projects? Missed a comment there, look. Oh, we've got some Portland limestone. Yeah, I remember now. I remember you was ordering that. But let's see some pictures of it as you're working away. I'd love to see some. Brian's been working on a lovely garden trough today for 2.5 hours, looking really nice. And then broke clean in half. That's not ideal. And was that for a customer, Brian, or for yourself, or just having stock? We also have another member to the guild, and shout out tonight is Raven Wolf. So thanks for joining. I'm not sure if you're tuning into live, if you're busy or not, but thanks for joining. I'll put a thank you message on the community tab tonight later on, saying thank you. So it's growing nicely. the guild really nicely actually. It's nice and steady. Loving his job. That's nice to hear. Have you moved to Germany to do that, or you're from Germany? I actually love working with the masons in Germany. Aren't many stonemason schools left, but the one that still exists was good. I finished my apprenticeship 3 years ago and loving my job. That's really nice to hear. Whatever job you do, it doesn't say if you enjoy your job or love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. Which is true, because I pretty much love every job I've done. You do have your moments, you do have your days, but no. Well, it's really nice to hear that you're enjoying your job. Love to see some of the stuff you're working on, or some of the stuff you did in school. Brian's trough for stock. Tomorrow is a new day. Start again tomorrow. Good time of year to sell more. Well, you'd say a good time was spring, like you say, you have them in stock. Now it's upon us. Doesn't feel like spring, but it does at times. But it's just grey. I wonder if it's as grey in Germany. The weather in the UK is dull so far this year. It's not even like we had a decent winter, it was just mild and wet. You don't mind some really cold temperatures in winter and a bit of snow, that's what it's about, but just wet. So you send the pictures, there should be on the TheStoneRanger bio at the top of the channel. You should be able to get to the email address, and that's for anyone who wants to send any pictures of the work they're up to. Send them in through there. So it's TheStoneRanger number 8 at gmail.com. You can send it to that. It should be at the top. If not, you can follow us. There should be a link to Instagram, Facebook. You can send them through there if you prefer. Whatever you feel the easiest. And if you don't mind, maybe you could give me the okay while you're on here. That normally when people send stuff in, we normally share it with the rest of the channel. Let everyone else have a look. And it'd be nice for them to see some of the stuff from somebody who's just gone through stonemasonry college, or school, sorry. Four thumbs up. We're flying. Ryan can send some over. Oh, send some over, Ryan. If you can send them like every way I've just mentioned. You've sent them before, so don't need to tell you. Somehow I've managed to mess up my screen, so I can't see what people are saying. Oh, that's better. Yes, send them over. Even send over the picture of the broken trough. It's let everyone see that it doesn't always go to plan. Graham's on. Graham's on with a big thumbs up. We're just talking about Simon's finished his, what, 3 years ago did he say? 3 years ago apprenticeship for stonemasonry and loving his job, and he's going to send some pictures over, Graham, of the bits he's working on. And I'm presuming that wall's going well, Graham. I bet you made loads of progress since we last spoke. Nice steady amount of people around tonight. For those of you who have just tuned in, I was giving a little update earlier on how we're getting on with that, reaching that 5,000 subscriber target. We're so close, 81 more to go, can't believe it. Coming around so quick, unbelievable. What do you reckon to these? These look delicate little bits, don't they? Also saying that I've got another carving crest to be doing at the same time as this one, and I've got that, well, it's actually in the house, but it's going to go on my workbench, so got a little bit of time off on Friday. It's my day off. I'm working this weekend, so I might do a bit of carving on Friday daytime. So if anyone's around and they want to drop in and just say hello as I'm carving. Obviously I know it's a Friday and people are busy, but if you find yourself with a coffee break and want to just come on and say hello, it's always nice to see familiar faces. I'm going to try and get a good couple of hours in. Crack on with it. It's one I've done, team I've done a few times now. And if you're stumbling across this channel, for example, now's about a good time to tell you, is that hit the subscribe button. There's 200 videos of all different about stonework, stone carving, dry stone walling, learning how to carve right from the beginning, learning to carve with tools you'll find around your house, how to renovate an old house sign you've got. Yeah, there's all sorts on the channel, so hit subscribe. It's something that people find really therapeutic. They really get into it. You don't have to spend money to get into it. You can use, like I say, you can use stuff you find around the house or from a boot sale. But if you wanted to buy a cheap carving kit to get going, there's some for as cheap as £13. Well, they were just over £13 delivered to your house, and we've done a review on them, and I've had plenty of people buy them, send me messages, and for the money, you can't knock them. Somebody did send me a message saying they were rounding off on the top a little bit. He said, but for the price, he said, you can't complain. So yeah, hit the subscribe button, and if you find you want to get more involved and you're tempted to become a member of the TheStoneRanger Guild, so it's 99p that. If you want to become a member, there's some details for that. I'll post them later. They don't seem to come up that easy actually. It's on the join button. Not sure why. Never tried too hard to figure it out. Oh, there we go. I was just thinking I'm getting very close to that phone there, that camera, and I'll just give it a wallop. Another thing, if you're new to the channel, that happens quite a bit because we're a professional outfit at the TheStoneRanger. I'm looking forward to the updated pictures, Graham, when they come around. Are you exhausted from the physical walling work or the long commute? I had a gentleman recently send me a message on Instagram which I need to reply to. I'll do that tonight actually. He sent some pictures from last year. I'll have a look at them. And I need to reply to the guy on Instagram, but he was asking if I do any carving courses, and if so, he's got a couple of friends what would be interested. And at the moment I'm not doing any, but it did get me thinking that wouldn't it be nice if any of the channel members are ever in the UK, it'd be nice to have a little coffee. It'd be nice to meet up. If anyone's ever in the UK, we could do that. If people are prepared to travel for, well, even if you live in the UK, but I mean, I'm thinking we have a lot of overseas subscribers. If you're ever in the Peak District area or travelling around, it'd be nice to meet up. What's Graham say there? Oh, cover stones, so like, I bet that's what we call coping stones. Monsters. If you're doing the copers or the cover stones, you must be getting close to finishing. You've got your next project lined up after this one. I'll just say to Simon, I can't actually look at your pictures until I've finished on here, unfortunately. My phone is preoccupied in Wednesday night stone carving live from 7 till 9. But as soon as I finish, I'll definitely have a look, and if it's okay with you to share the pictures with the rest of the subscribers. I bet you're ready for a good meal after lifting big heavy cover stones all day. I don't feel like I've burnt that much energy today. I know I've been teaching a bit of group about rolling and bits, but on a small scale inside a workshop, and I spent the first 2 hours a day in a meeting about small hand tools and their risk assessments, covering that off. One thing what came up, some of you might know this, so with our volunteers, there's a lot of tools we use, mattocks, spades, well not spades, but mattocks, well, there's quite a lot of them. So it says it with drills, it says it with bow saws, loppers. A lot of them say you can't use gloves while using a mattock, for example. When you're swinging the mattock, you've got to take your gloves off, but then if you to use the spade to move the material you've loosened up with the mattock or the pick, you've got to put your gloves back on, saying that it's slippy. And it's been around a long time. I've heard this said many times, especially since I've been working with volunteers, but before that. But a lot of the risk assessments refer to rigger gloves, and I wonder if this is a really old-fashioned risk assessment what's not been updated, because rigger gloves are not that well known for being grippy. They're good for stopping you chopping your finger with, say, a pair of loppers or pruners, or if you're working with some hawthorn or blackthorn, but they're not well known for grip. But modern day gloves, what we use now, rubber gloves, are so good at grip. I'm wondering if that risk assessment can be changed now. It feels a bit dated. Have any of you come across that, working with gloves? Six thumbs up. An hour in, 6 thumbs up. Well, just under an hour. I wonder if we're always aiming for 10. Some great feedback on the Henderson's Relish project. Now it's completed. Which was nice. Henderson's Relish themselves actually reached out and asked if they could use some of the footage from me carving it. I just think for the social media, nothing too special. Time is it? Still daylight, 5 to 8. If the sun was out, it'd be a lovely evening actually. Because that wind has dropped. I can hear the lambs in the field next to me have been sounding nice. Birds are out. Well, they're not now, but they might just be still. I'm optimistic for some good weather. I'm pining for some good weather. So for this one, Simon, for example, I make a stencil with this. I don't draw it directly onto stone, so I'll make a stencil and then trace it onto, or use a stencil and what's the word? Put it on the stone afterwards. Trace it onto the stone, or use a stencil to get it on the stone. I used to draw letters on. I don't so much anymore. I bought a something called a crike or a cricket machine where you design them up on the computer, and I could cut a stencil out of it, and then I could put the sizing of the stone and then cut it out. It would save a lot of time for the customer, and it means I could send it over to the customer and get it approved before I started carving, and it gave a lot more font options, and I could do that in an evening then, and that could be done. So the daytime I could be carving. And we actually had someone who worked in the office who was very good at it, and she would spend a lot of time designing them up, sending them over to customers, and then get them cut out, so you'd have your stencils cut out ready, which was really nice and opened up a lot more options. But no, I don't draw so much anymore. I mean, depends what it is. Would be nice to. Some of the fonts I've carved by being able to make this stencil with this machine. There's a couple £100. I mean, I say it's not doing that much work for you apart from cutting the stencil out. You've got to design it all up and place it all, and it's not that easy, if I'm honest. It's quite a difficult program to use. It's forever changing as well, keeping you on your toes. But it gave me this ability to be able to carve some fonts and space them out so well on small stone and what people are wanting, that to be able to draw it on by hand, there was left a lot of room for error, and I just wouldn't have been able to do some of it. It would have been impossible all the time. It would have been so time consuming that it wouldn't have been cost effective for the customer. So it is a great machine. For example, that 4-string Celtic lattice knot that I put a picture on the communities tab a few months ago. Well, that had 600 letters in the middle. So it had the knot, which was all in relief, and then it had 600 letters in the middle, and the letters were like between 5 and 6 mil. There were 600, all lowercase. To draw them on, it wasn't going to happen. So I had to stencil them on. And without that project wouldn't have been doable. You wouldn't have got it spacing in the middle. You wouldn't have got it lined up perfectly. You wouldn't have got it even. And if you'd have figured out that you couldn't do it at the end, your spacings were all over. Yeah, it's definitely, for memorial stones, it's definitely nice to be able to mark them on. It's a real skill you've got there, being able to draw the fonts on. Whereabouts in Germany do we live? Did you watch the football? The Champions League last night? Sandblast the edge as well. So it's a strange thing, the sandblasting. So I don't know him personally, but I know of a gentleman local to me who sells hand-carved headstones. And what he does, he sandblasts them out and then just neatens them up with the chisel. And I'm not fully sure where I sit with it. It's I'm not giving it too much thought, but it doesn't seem right. Should that be advertised as hand finished? How do you advertise them in Germany? There's nothing wrong with doing it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I've always found that this guy advertises it as hand carved when it's hand finished. Sweet water. That train's loud. So I live about a mile away from the train line. It sounded very loud. It must be one of the freight liner trains from the cement works. Sounds very loud and heavy. Got some grunt about it. No stone beds over here, but the guys who still carve by hand don't like it very much. Yeah, so I don't have a problem with doing it. I just don't know if it should be like you were just agreed that the hand carved, but they still do a lovely job, and finishing it is still a skill just to be able to finish it up by hand, and it speeds it up. And if it's hopefully the charge is cheaper than hand carved, they're not charging the same money. I can imagine there's some beautiful tools in Germany you've got. It's any of the tools what I've got what are German are really good quality. So I imagine you're blessed with some quality tools working in Germany. It definitely does add a personal touch, and I think you can feel it. I think you can feel that it's a different product. You've put a bit of yourself into it. There's a different energy in there, and I definitely think you can feel that it comes across in the product. that V shape, and it's when you see something that's carved by a machine, it's so perfect that it loses a little bit of something. Even though you want your lettering to be perfect, it's still got that, let's say, that personal touch or that hand carved feel to it, rather than that perfect diamond router bit machine going round in circles for a couple of hours. I'm not sure if Brian's still on, but I wonder if he's got any plans to start his trough again. Is he gonna have a break, or is he going straight back at it? So I've got a meeting tomorrow at 10. So I've got a trainee coming to work with me for 12 months on a traineeship. So it's not classed as an apprenticeship, because it's not solely working with me, even though a lot of the time he's with me in our department. It's but if it's called a traineeship, we can pay them more as well. An apprenticeship, they don't seem to get paid as much. It's so that's exciting. So I've got that meeting in the morning about them starting next month, and all the things they're going to learn, and the courses we're going to send them on. I'm sure there'll be lots of dry stone walling in there. I'm not sure if it's just because I do the job now compared to the girl before who did it, who didn't really have any walling skills or background. She did a little bit, very little, but we seem to do a lot. Seem to do a lot of it. We're building a garden, which is a long way from being a garden. It's got a polytunnel in it, and we've had a mini digger in. So I had the first mini digger come in through part of the park, the Peak District National Park, an internal guy on the mini digger. It looked like he'd done nothing. It generally looked like he just drove the mini digger around and forgot to bring the bucket. So then I got a local guy to come in who's a contractor, a builder, and he's gone that far with it. It's like, well, if he'd taken another scoop out of it, we'd all been having a Vegemite sandwich in Australia, because he'd really gone for it. So that's not ideal. So I've got this garden, what's going on Gardener's World, in only a couple of weeks. It's got 20 tonne of limestone in it, a sleeper wall what's been knocked over by the mini digger, some weeds, a massive hole full of water, like we've discussed a couple of times already. It's not stopped raining, and I've got to try and get it ready for Gardener's World. So I've got some volunteers coming tomorrow to help me move the limestone. Well, they'll get going in the morning while I'm in the meeting, and then I'm going to go and pump out a dew pond in the afternoon. Graham's just ordered some new chisels. Not far from Simon. So how did I discover stone carving? Well, I was a dry stone waller originally. And I'd watched my dad carve a few house signs, mainly in wood. The odd little bit in stone here and there. Like me, at the beginning of my stone carving career, using the wrong tools. And I was building a dry stone wall locally, and I didn't have any money at the time, and I needed to get paid for this job. So, and like you'll know, you don't get paid until the coping stones are on, like Graham's putting on at the minute. And they asked me to leave one part like 3/4 down and just stop for a little bit, because they wanted to get a house sign for the wall and just delay it. And I wasn't brave enough to ask them for a part payment. I was young. So instead I came up with the plan, or the idea, that I said, oh, I'll carve the house sign, don't worry about it, tell me what you want. And I said, I'll do it. And I went away and I got this piece of stone out of the quarry, and it's piece of stone out of the quarry, started chipping away with some wood chisels and some and a hammer, and a claw hammer, and before we knew it we had a product what we were quite happy with. And I took it to the customer, they were really happy with it, built it into the wall. The next door neighbour asked for one, and then before I knew it, the local driving instructor passed away, and his wife came to me and said, how do you feel about carving him a memorial stone? So I did that, and they were really happy. And then before I knew it, people were asking me to do more and more and more. And then so I got a shed, rented a workshop. First one, did that and I was doing carving part-time, building that up, and then dry stone walling the other part of the time, all under the same banner, until the carving took over from the walling. And that was 8 years ago, maybe more now. And then I decided I didn't want to do it as a job any longer, because it became very popular, if I'm honest. Very, very popular. We were shipping a lot of stuff around the world on a daily basis. There was a few of us doing it, part of the business. A lot of responsibility landed on me. It became stressful, and I decided that I wanted to do something else. I felt like I'd done it, and I didn't want to fall out of love with stone carving. So it started off as a hobby, turned into a business, a successful business, which then brought the stress. And I knew if I kept going at the pace I was going, I'd fall out of love with it, and I wouldn't want to do it any longer. So I made the decision, which quite a few people thought I was crazy at the time for, to retrain, to go and work for the Peak District National Park as a ranger. And that's what I do now, and I love it. And it was a great decision, because I've got this balance of stone carving as a hobby where I can still earn a little bit of money from, top up my wages, and it's nice to be able to do for people. But I'm doing, and I also do a lot of trades, but also it's nice that I've got my full-time job where I teach people dry stone walling and carving, and it doesn't bring the same stresses. So it was a good choice. I'm happy with the decision, and like you, I enjoy my job. so I don't regret them. I think it worked out perfect. So somebody pointed out to me, which is quite comfortable with. I'm not a professional stonemason. I'm an amateur stonemason now because I don't do it as my job, which I quite like, weirdly. I don't know why I like it. I don't know why I take comfort in that being an amateur. How about you? How did you get in stone carving? Let me stop and have a look at a couple of these messages. So they're good chisels. Just taking 30 minutes to carve the letter N. That is going to be a crisp looking N. But I can get where you're coming from, especially if it's a capital. You got that, do you know where it goes down? And let's see if we can make an N. So it goes down like this. We were close then, like this. And these corners, you've got to take your time with here. It's you can feel like you've got to get the right balance and distance that you can really lose it there. So Graham's already had a trial with the new chisels he's ordered, good ones. Some feedback, love some feedback on them. It's maybe we need a set of them ourselves. Yeah, that's it. That middle diagonal on the ends. It's it can slow you up because you've kind of got to be brave, but also get it just right at the same time. Well, it's definitely it's not the most popular job in the world. It's and I'm glad it's stuck. It's nice knowing that there's schools out there teaching some stuff, and if it's in Germany, you just know it's going to be good. It'll be, like you say, there's not many, but the ones that are around are doing a good job. It's a lovely feeling working with your hands and producing something, especially out of stones. You know, you're taking such a simple piece of material and turning it into something. It's and that's all with your hands. I used to love being able to take a really cheap piece of stone, something what's come off the offcut pile. I used to buy a lot of waste stone from quarries where they'd have a fault in it, or they would say the grade wasn't good enough, and being able to turn that into value. So like, I used to love buying £60 worth of stone, turning it into, I don't know, £400, just by chiseling away or shaping it, carving it, putting something on there, cutting out the faults, finding the faults in there, working around them, discard them bits, and then turning it into something. That is a lovely, satisfying feeling. Ryan sent another picture and I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing these pictures. That's sad to say. And there aren't many stonemasons left. No, it's got some tradition to it, yeah. It's the second oldest profession. I did a TV programme for the BBC called Britain's Heritage Heroes, and that was about dry stone walling rather than carving stone, and that was about dying arts and dying trades. That was many years ago now. One of my friends at the time, I had to pretend he was my apprentice because they really wanted someone on there who had an apprentice, and I didn't have one. So he was actually older than me, this lad, and I pretended he was my apprentice for the day. He loved it because he got to go on the telly and the radio. We've snuck up to 7 thumbs up. We keep getting a few spikes in people watching the channel. If any of you are Everton fans, drop a little blue in the comment. That'd be great to show that we've got an Everton fan watching. Even if you're not hanging around, just stick it in. Do you know, you can kind of tell what the seasons are. Well, I've been looking back at the analytics of my channel, and you can tell which videos are popular at certain times of year, and definitely the dry stone walling for beginners or learning to dry stone wall is really popular this time of year. We've got lots of people watching the channel wanting to learn to dry stone wall. They must be doing projects in the garden, which is really nice that people find it useful. We get some really nice comments on there, people asking lots of different bits of advice. I do reply to everybody. Some take me slightly longer than others, or sometimes it takes me slightly longer than others. It's 4 children, full-time job, a wife, 2 dogs, and a YouTube channel to look after, and we're also house hunting at the moment. Hopefully a house with a nice big workshop. That'd be exciting. Or a house maybe with some dry stone walls to repair. You're going to have lots of nice pictures to look at when we finish this evening. So make sure you check back into the channel and check out the community tab so you can see what some of these guys have been working on. If you're just dropping in, you're just joining us, so what we do on a Wednesday night when we're carving live, we get people to send pictures of the projects that they're working on or send them in through the week, and then after I finish live I put them on the community tab and let everyone else have a look at them. So if you want to have a look at some other work and see what people are working on, or you want to send something in of your own, now is the time to send it in or hit subscribe so it comes up on your feed of the bits the other guys have been working on, guys and girls. We do have a few members of the channel ladies. We don't have many, but we have a few. Should encourage more female stonemasons to join the channel. There's some extremely good female stonemasons out there what I follow on different platforms. Picked up one of them cheap leather wrapped chisels here, so I've misplaced one of my chisels. I can't find it. Still amazing me every time I pick them up for the price. I mean, you can feel the difference. You pick them up, you hit them with a hammer, and they don't feel the same. But also for the price. So anyone's wanting to get into stone carving, stone masonry, or lettering, and you want a cheap set of chisels, these chisels here for a set of 4 or 5, don't quote me on, no, not 4 or 5, 5 or 6. They're not the best quality in the world, they're extremely cheap, but they're amazing to get you going. They are great quality for the price. I mean, they're not great quality overall, but for the price they're fantastic quality. There's a difference between chisels you're spending £40 on or even £15 a chisel, but these were £13, 26 or 58, something like that, delivered for 6 of them, and they are a great way to get started. An absolutely fantastic way to get started. There's a review on these on the channel, go and have a look at it. But if you wanted to buy something a little bit better, there's also a video on the channel with a discount code to a company called Southern Stone Limited. They sell some fantastic tools and they ship all around the world. Tim at Southern Stone is some great stuff. So yeah, watch that video if you wanted to get a discount code on some of his, well, you can buy anything with a discount code, it doesn't have to be tools, he sells stone as well. Look, 50% female apprentices in the school right now, that's amazing. Simon also enjoys the walling videos. They are very popular. They're not my most popular video, but they are definitely up there. one of my most popular or the most popular video on my channel was just an impromptu video about carving a number 4 and how to carve a number 4. I'd not been making videos for very long, so if I was to remake this video, I could do it a lot better. I like to think I could do it a lot better. It might not have the same success. And it was how to carve letters in stone. I just did a number 4, and the only reason I did it is because I was due to pick up a new dishwasher, and I couldn't go and pick up the dishwasher. It got delayed because the person I was picking it up from was out, so I had to wait a little bit. So I had an hour on my hands, so I filmed this video about 6:30 at night in my old workshop, and not really thinking anything of it, just thought, well, I'll just carve it. It's good practice. Become my most popular video. It's strange how it works. Can't believe it's just gone 8:30 already. That's flown by. I made a YouTube short. We're talking about videos, and hey, I don't understand the algorithm. You might have heard me said this before, but I dressed a piece of stone one day just to try and make a YouTube short. I was very new to YouTube shorts, and I was trying to figure them out. I dressed a piece of stone and filmed it and edited it together. It's about 40 seconds long, but it's had just under 200,000 views. People seem to like it. Similar thing again, you could spend 2 or 3 hours trying to make a minute-long video, what you think will be really good, and it gets 1,000 views maybe if you're lucky. Then you just chuck one together, and it comes out, and people love it. couldn't make my mind up when carving this crest to move the material or to carve the shape out. And I'm never fully convinced actually which way around's the best. The one we did for Chesterfield, I moved a lot of material and I really liked the outcome. But the reason I opted to do it this way around was mainly for you guys, is because I don't think it's that nice to watch me belting the stone and moving materials, and it's not very enjoyable for you guys to watch me doing that. So this is what I went for, and I'm hoping it pays off. I'm hoping it's the right choice. Or should I have gone for moving a bit more material? I'm not sure. I was reading them comments there about the castle. So the accent is Derbyshire accent. Best accent there is. I am biased though. So I live in a place called the Hope Valley, which is in the Peak District. Peak District National Park, where I work as a ranger, and it's very close to Sheffield. It's in between Sheffield and Manchester, and it's Derbyshire, and it generally is beautiful. It really is one of the most beautiful places. I'm not surprised you enjoyed the Chesterfield one, Paul. Not so much the Everton one. And it's Sheffield United on Friday, and then I've got a Manchester United one to do. But I have got a Derby County one to do, which is but small actually. It's quite small. I'm quite looking forward to the Derby. Oh, and Chelsea. Someone's ordered a Chelsea one. Chelsea one looks fairly easy actually. The one that looks the most difficult, and the one I'm looking forward to, but also slightly nervous about, but nerves are good, so it means you're going to try hard, is Liverpool. The Liverpool one is it's tricky. Arsenal one, someone put a comment on the Facebook saying Arsenal. I will do an Arsenal one. Someone wants me to do something to do with golf, and we'll definitely do a Team GB one. We'll definitely do a Team GB one ready for the Olympics, and depending on how we go in the football this summer, I think we should have It's Coming Home 3 Lions. I think that would be very nice. I wonder, the guy who won the Chesterfield crest, I wonder what he did with it. I wonder if it's in his garden. I wonder if it's... He might have just taken it home and never looked at it again. There was talk of some people donating it to the memorial garden. I am presuming he didn't. I think I would have heard about it. I might send the Moss family a message. We raised a decent amount of money with that. I was really happy with the amount of money we raised there. Oh, I've got the Nottingham Forest one to do as well, which is a charity one. Something nice about doing bits of carving for charity. But I thought I'd best do a couple of paid ones because I need a couple of new tyres on the car. Lost interest in it, didn't it? That's funny. When carving a tie, of the V shape, as you would the legend. Yeah, it's still the V shape though. It's all still, this is V shape, it's V shape. It comes up a little bit higher and then it'll drop down into a little bit of depth where it gets wider. Yeah, it's the V shape is still there. And even these will all be individual little V shape. It's nice to have you on, Ray. Good evening. I don't even think I said good evening to Paul, but good evening. And it's a shame you lost interest when your winning number didn't come up for the Chesterfield badge. That's funny. Are you optimistic for next year? I feel quite optimistic for next year. I feel quite. I think we're going to do all right. We're going to have to get used to it being different. I think we've had it. Well, we've won a lot of games this year. I mean, that's not going to happen, is it, next year? But I feel quite good about it. I think we can settle ourselves in there. Season ticket already. Sunny Gates here. Might be the only place it is sunny. Time to give it a couple of good days actually. Tomorrow and Friday. Looking forward to a trip to Mansfield. I would like a season ticket. I just wouldn't get the use out of it. Not at this stage in my life with work and the kids, and as the kids get older, a little bit more time. I think season ticket is on the list, but well, I've got my friend's season ticket. I've got 2 season tickets on the bedside table, where he went off to Senegal for 6 weeks. No, 4 weeks, not 6 weeks. And I never used them. Never ever used them. At the best time as well. I just could not get the time, and when the bit of time I did have, I just felt guilty on the wife and kids, so I didn't go. Do you live in Chesterfield, Paul? Let's have a look here. So let me show you the lighting then. So we can have a little run through. This is the light above. So I'll turn the side light off. Not as nice. I started off carving like this, but found that it wasn't the best for you guys. And then I'd have this light here with this, with that. That wasn't great either. And then now I go for that one on and that one off. So that's what I'm at, and that is just a large, wide top desk lamp with a nice yellowish bulb in there, so not too bright. And the nice thing about that is you can move it around and you can get that shadow mark. It's also good for, so yeah, like I say, you can move it around, but it's also good for them photos. So if you want to put a bit more shadow on there, you can move it, so get your shadow shape. So, let me unplug my phone. I've got my phone on charge, and it's so yeah, you can move it around, so you can adjust it to what suits you, and also if somebody's watching, it works well. Hopefully that helps. I've changed it slightly on myself now though, so, and because it feels different often, and my eyes will adjust. Oh, you live in Clay Cross. I did a lot of work in Clay Cross for around the farm. Oh, many years. Oh, it was 2012. I remember it was 2012 because I broke my foot. I was playing five-a-side football and broke my metatarsal. Yeah, I broke my metatarsal, and I was off work, meant to be off work for 10 weeks. And I know it was 2012 because it was the year of the Olympics. And I sat around and watched a lot of the Olympics, feeling sorry for myself. And then when the Olympics finished, after, what is it, like 2 or 3 weeks, I thought, oh, well, I'll do some decorating while I'm off work. And I was self-employed, so I wasn't earning any money. I'll do some decorating while I'm off work. And then hobbled around the house, decorated for a few days, and I thought, well, if I can decorate, I can dry stone wall. So then I'd get all the stone moved to next to the wall for me, and if I could I'd just hobble around building walls with this boot on protecting me, and I didn't dare tell the nurse when I went to the doctor for a checkup, and she wanted to know what the hell had happened to this piece of NHS equipment what I had on my foot, because they reused them and it was in a right bad way, because obviously it'd been out in all weathers with stone, and you know what stone's like, it can ruin anything. Stone dust. See if I've missed any more comments. So lighting makes it definitely makes a huge difference, and that's for everyone. That's not just for yourself, the people watching, and you seeing any marks in the stone. Yeah, when I had the open workshop, the business, and you'd have big lights above you, but I'd quite often have the lights off because of the shadow, so people would think it was shut, but sometimes there were certain jobs you just needed the lights off. And it was nice actually. And then the next one I've missed there is from Ryan. What quarry do I get my Derbyshire gritstone from? I'm finding it really hard to source. So the best stuff comes from a quarry called Southern Stone, from Bretton Moor Quarry, but that's walling stone. So if you wanted some natural stone, what you're going to cut and shape yourself, that's the place to go to. I also have a really nice contact from a guy who's just outside Rotherham at a place called Ully, near Ully Reservoir. He provides a lot of my stone, or did provide a lot of my stone. I forget what the quarry's called. I can find out and let you know. I could always reach out to him, make sure everything's going well, and pass your number on. But what I did when the business was I used to buy a lot of stone, and I used to buy like I say, some offcuts here and there, and I've got quite a lot still in the yard, so I've not had to buy any stone, well, a year and a half, and I've still got a lot of stone. For example, if I were to make just these football badges, just these, I've probably got enough stone in that yard to make, I don't know, 500, maybe just, I don't know, 400 maybe. There's a lot, and there's also lots of other types of stone. There's slate, there's Northumberland blue, there's St. Bees redstone, there's loads of rockery stone, there's lots of walling stone. There's a lot of stone in that yard. That's why I've had a few people on the channel who've asked about the stone. I said, if you're passing the Peak District and you want a couple of pieces of stone, call in and I'll give you a couple so you can do some carving on there. Also, it's nice to share. Ouch. Can you carve? Oh, for the that's for the ouch is for the season tickets. Can you carve with the stone flat? And does it have to lay on a solid base? I prefer to carve with the stone flat. If you actually go back through a lot of my videos, the only way I'm carving them upright is mainly for the lives, because I think it's better for you guys to watch. But if you go back through a lot of my videos, I like it laid flat on my workbench, and that's my favourite way to carve. And yeah, it does have to have a solid base. It doesn't have to be completely solid over. Like a pallet is not a bad way to do it. Or if you have to stack some pallets up, work well, and stick a piece of ply on top. So I can't cut any at the moment, so I'm just trying to get it the right shape and size. Is this for your house sign, Ryan? So if it's for your house sign, it's not too big, like ridiculously massive. If you want to cover the postage costs, I'll cut you a piece of stone, send it to you, so you can have a go. If you want a piece of Derbyshire gritstone, so you can see the difference between the Portland stone and how it works differently, and also it's good just to use different stones. Say, send it over, send me the measurements over. It's I'll cut you a piece, and if you're prepared to cover the postage costs, then we've got a deal. Perks have been in the TheStoneRanger Guild. It's definitely easier when it's flat for carving shapes. One tip I would give anybody, Simon probably knows this because he's a professional stonemason, buy a lazy Susan like you decorate a cake on. Cheap piece of plastic, spins round, amazing the amount of weight what will sit on. He's got plastic bearings inside, or sometimes they'll have metal BBs in and they'll run on. They hold a tremendous amount of weight. Go back and look at some of the videos of me using a lazy Susan, spinning the stone round on there. Look at the weight of the piece of stone what's sat on there. They're incredible, and they cost like less than a tenner. I actually got one from a charity shop. Amazing investment if you're carving flat, so you don't have to walk around it, and you can turn the stone into the to the angle you need it to carve. Yeah, drop me an email, Ryan. Tell me the sizes. Like I say, as long as it'll go in a parcel, or as long as it's a manageable size, I'll cut it, polish it, and I'll ship it to you. You can let me know what you think. See the difference between the Portland stone. Yeah, so Brad's got a Lazy Susan from the boot sale. It's a great investment. When Simon goes back into the workshop and he's taking a cake decorating stand with him, they'll all wonder what's going on until they see him using it, and then they'll realise actually that is a game changer. And no joke, it is a game changer. I'm stuck on 8 thumbs up. You'd think we'd be able to get 2 more. Can we sneak that up? 10 thumbs up on the video before I finish, which is in 1 minute. Wow, where's that time gone? Well, I'll just neaten this up before I finish. You actually hear the clock. I've had some great people in the chats tonight. So Brian, we started off with Brown Dave. We've got Brian in there. Graham's dropped in and said hello. Gone for some food. He's exhausted moving all them coping stones. Simon, nice to meet Simon. Paul, Ray, Ryan. Who else have we had in there? That could be it actually. But it's been nice. It's been a good flow of conversation. People asking questions. Don't think I've missed anyone out there, have I? No. So yeah, that's it's been a really nice evening carving that. I'm not finished just yet. I want to neaten this up. And if you know any Everton fans, send them a link to the channel and say, go check this out. Make you feel about your points being deducted in the league. We can't all be flying high like Chesterfield. What do you reckon, Brian, Paul? Can't do it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to get to 10 thumbs up. we gave it a good go. We definitely give it a good go. And like I say, I'm going to do a little bit of carving on Friday. I'm doing the Sheffield United badge. I've done it before, I've done a few of them now. Didn't want to do it on the Wednesday night. I really need to get on with it, and I'm also got this Everton one and the Chelsea and the Man United one to do, so there's plenty to go at. Just wanted to let you know, in case any of you have got 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, and spend a couple of hours carving, try and crack on with it. I might put that on the Lazy Susan. Not sure where mine is actually. I know I broke one. I got two and I broke one of them. Must someone not put a thumbs up yet? There must be someone who's not put a thumbs up yet. It's looking forward to a coffee. So yeah, like I was saying, it's might not be every Wednesday going forward. Just got bits on, but I'll keep you posted. I'll when I'm going live. So make sure you check out the community page. Any questions anybody has, send me an email. Send me a message on WhatsApp. I mean, not WhatsApp. You have a personal phone number. To be honest, I reckon you could find it anyway. I don't think anything's private anymore, is it? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the standard things. Send me a message if you've got any questions. If, like Ryan, and you're a member of the guild, or you just wanting a piece of stone to muck about with, I've got some bits of stone kicking about. If you want a piece and it's not too sizable and you want to cover the delivery cost so you can do some carving, it's send it in. Bottle cap, yeah, just remember we have a bottle cap to do. Remember now, that is I forgot all about bottle cap. That's one I really want to do. Yes. Yeah, send me a message and see what I can do. Or if you're passing and you want to pick a piece of stone up. Not sure if Paul, if you do much carving, or if you're having a go at a Chesterfield badge and you want a piece of stone, you can come and pick your own up. Look at that, Darren has just got in there before I'm about to leave for the evening. So where do I buy my chisels from? Good question, Darren. So the chisels I'm using now are from a company called Southern Stone Limited. They're a UK based company, Italian chisels, really good quality, never had any trouble with them, ship worldwide. Tim, I wouldn't say he's a friend of mine because I've never met him, but I've bought lots of stuff off him over the years, and in return for people coming to look at my channel, he's let me give you all the discount codes. So Southern Stone Limited is a great place to buy your chisel from. Don't buy any from there unless you've watched the video on my channel with the discount code on, right at the end of the video, but please watch all the video, it's good for the views. Yeah, they are great. If funds aren't great and you're just wanting to dabble into stone carving before you start investing a bit more money, there's two other places to buy chisels from on eBay. There's a review on both of them chisels on the channel. One is £13 something. I should check these numbers. I think it's £13.28 and the other one is £15.58 maybe. Both for the money are good chisels. Great starting chisels. I know some people who just use them, nothing else. There's a video for them on there, and they can find them on eBay. Both sets of chisels come from China. Give it a little bit of postage time. Didn't take long. There is some UK based ones. You probably pay an extra £5 for them to get them here quicker. But if you want them cheap, they come from China. Hopefully that answers your question. So so I've got a good thing as well. When colouring the lettering, try using those little plastic baby food spoons. And a good recycling too. I've used bottle cups and always got my hands dirty. So a good trick, when colouring the lettering, try using those little plastic baby food spoons. Oh yeah, I know what you mean, like the measuring, so you're keeping that. Is a good tip. That is a really good tip. Next one I do, I'll try and get hold of one of them. That is a good tip. Maybe that will, if I ever do that in the video, I'll give you the credit for that one. Simon's tip for holding your paint. We love a tip. And I got bottle cap, what you put there, because somebody said I should carve a bottle top. So that when you put bottle cap, it reminded me I'm going to carve a bottle top. I just looked down and glanced at it and I thought it was somebody reminding me, and I was listing off a list of the carvings I've got to do, and a bottle cap is on there. So I've not fully got that tidied up where I want it to, but we've made a start. Well, it's a good thing to look forward to when the weather does get better with the garage, Paul. And when you're ready, give me a shout and I'll provide you with a piece of stone or anything else you need. Just let me know. I think we've made a good start. I hope you've enjoyed that. It's got 9 thumbs up. We're 1 away. There's 20 people watching. You'd think we'd be able to get 1 more thumbs up out of 19 people watching. Scared one off. So I'm done for the evening. It's if anyone wants to be generous and stick that final thumbs up on there, make it to 10. It's a good way to finish. Nice to meet everybody. Darren, I hope I managed to answer your question about the chisels right at the end there. And yeah, around on Friday, drop in. We'll do a bit more carving together. Thumbs up. We've got 10. We've got 10. Ray's happy with the start. Hopefully everyone in Everton's feeling a little bit more optimistic. It's about things now. We're carving the Everton logo. I feel really bad for them guys. I've got a soft spot for Everton because, like I said earlier, Sean Dyche is in charge and it's Chesterfield. Played for Chesterfield, no nonsense footballer. Twisted Chaser, thanks for being new here, but I'm off now. It's time to go. Come back on Friday, subscribe to the channel, come back next Wednesday and we'll do some carving. You can chat with the community, great bunch of people. So sorry you're only just here, but we'll see you. I'll see you all soon. Thank you everyone. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, another good tip. We don't make mistakes, we make adjustments. Yeah. My dad, who likes to make a few mistakes here and there, he calls it the country cottage feel, the rustic country cottage feel. So if he makes a mistake, he goes round it. The country cottage feel. Hit subscribe, Twisted Chaser, and then you're not going to miss out. And next time we're live, you can join in and also go back. There's 200 videos for you to go and to watch. See you all soon.